say she's crazy, she got diamonds on the soles of her shoes. Well, that's one way to lose these walking blues. Diamonds on the soles of your shoes.
Good morning. My name's Erin Moog, and I wanted to do this YouTube video this morning first thing because I slept like dog poo-poo, and I made a commitment to do this at least once a week, and so I wanted to get it out of the way. Today's story is going to be about an excerpt that I put in my book, a chapter that I call Diamonds on the Soles of Her Shoes, based on the Paul Simon song. The book that I wrote is called Left Behind by Life, but Not by God. One Woman's Dark Journey Through Long COVID and the Spiritual Lessons Learned. And the premise of the book is basically during the worst of my experience, the darkest of the dark moments, and just I have had a lot of things physically stripped out of my life because of it. I was never alone, and Spirit was with me all the time. And you can call it whatever you want. You can call it God, you can call it Allah, you can call it the universe, source. I call it all those things because it boils down to semantics to me. At the end, I think it's all one thing, and a name doesn't really do it any justice. But my point being is that even though so many things had been left or taken away from me, I was never alone, even when I felt like I was alone. And I have many, many stories of how Spirit showed itself to me in proving just that. And one of them is this story that relates to this Paul Simon song, Diamonds on the Soles of Her Shoes. So I was in my desperation, determination, and denial. I wanted to return to teaching the summer of fall 2022. I had been deathly ill all summer long, and I was determined I was going to go back to work no matter what, and I was in rough shape. I could hardly walk, and so I can kind of show you like the distance in which I could keep the distance I could do a stride was probably only that great. There was probably just an inch between the toes of my left foot and the heel of my right foot. And I walked at a snail's pace, and every single step I took was excruciating. And it was due to the fact that I don't even know. I'll never really truly know. I don't know if it was a cytokine storm. I don't know if it was the virus, but something was destroying me at a cellular level. So it felt like my muscles, like that packaging wrap that has all the bubbles that people like to obsessively pop. It felt like my muscles were popping, tearing, ripping. It felt like stakes were nailed into my knees and hips and elbows. I was just a wreck. I was really, really damaged. So, like I said, in my state of denial, I decided I was going to do all these things to kind of prepare me for work and set me up for success. So I did a couple things. I bought a sun lamp for my office because it didn't have any windows. It was just like this brick alcove that was really depressing. I bought this tapestry behind me because I figured it would lift my spirits. I bought a tea kettle so I could drink tea whenever I wanted to. Little things, simple little things that I thought would keep my spirits up. And another thing I did was I ordered some clothes on Stitch Fix. So if you're not familiar with Stitch Fix is a online company where you tell them your style of dress, but you don't pick out specific clothes. You don't say, I want these pair of pants or this top or this pair of earrings. You just say, this is my overall style. They pick what they think would be best. They mail it to you in a box. You pick what you like. And then whatever you don't like, you just repackage and mail back to them. So I did that. Just new work clothes always kind of makes me feel fresh and ready for work when you're starting the beginning of the school year. So the box arrives, and it's like a little dopamine hit when it comes, right? Because you don't know what's inside. I think that's a piece of how they get you. It's like a piece of the addiction. They know surprise will increase your excitement. So the box arrives, and there's some cute things in there. There's a sweater I like, keep that. A couple pairs of pants that I like. A couple tops I know I'm going to return. But I take out a pair of shoes. And specifically, I had said all I need is a pair of comfortable work shoes because it was so painful to walk that I knew that I couldn't be wearing some nice, really uncomfortable work shoe. So they come, and this is what's in the box. And I don't know if you can see the sole of the shoe, but it was not lost on me. Immediately, I just had this huge, like, oh my God, belly laugh, thinking, oh my goodness, the universe, my spirit guides, my angels have one sick flipping sense of humor. Because immediately, it was not lost on me. I got the message. The song Paul Simon's Diamonds on the Soles of Her Shoes, that's one way to lose these walking blues. Diamonds on the soles of her shoes. And I just thought, okay, I'm in horrible pain, but something is overseeing what is going on in my life. And even if it was fleeting, I did have this moment of feeling a little bit better and a little like I was protected in this nightmare that I was experiencing. And I have many, many stories like that where spirit shows itself. Sorry, these little buttons keep adjusting and it's driving me crazy. I just had so many stories when I was so sick of spirit showing itself. And that's what this book was all about, all those stories. And then I share a lot of stories of spirit revealing itself prior to my illness too. I have many friends that say only you, Erin, would have that experience. And I would say it's true. And sometimes I say, I wish it wasn't the case. I don't like being this sensitive to the spiritual world. Sometimes it's not all that fun being so aware. Sometimes I'd rather just walk around blindly like a lot of people and just not be so penetrated by these things. But it's just the way it is. So I share a lot of stories before my illness that I think are pretty amazing. And I'm sure you have some stories too where you can't explain a synchronicity or some kind of sign that is just so beyond explanation. So if you want to share those comments, I'd love to hear things that have happened to you. I find those stories absolutely fascinating. Also, please like, subscribe, support the page. That would be greatly appreciated. I'm at this stage where I'm not able to teach in the public school setting anymore because of long haul COVID. So any support that you're willing to give, it's greatly appreciated. I also have a Patreon link down there. You can click on that if you'd like to support that way. That would also be greatly appreciated. I hope you enjoyed my story, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks.